Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. You guys, I'm so excited about this series, okay? I have been meaning to do this for probably, oh gosh, you guys, I don't want to say a year, but at least over 6 months. And I even filmed it once, and I just felt like I needed to redo it better. So, you guys, I'm super excited. Today is going to be day one of an eyeshadow school series where I teach you the basics of eyeshadows. Okay, so everything you need to know from prepping the eye to basic techniques that will help you. If you know nothing about eyeshadow, it's gonna make you look like a pro, which what everyone wants, right? Every woman wants to be able to feel confident about being able to do her own eyeshadow. So, I'm super excited. If you guys like this, please like it so I can make more videos like this. And hopefully you guys enjoy. Day one is all gonna be about preparation of the eye to get the most longevity so we don't have creasing and all that good stuff. So keep watching if you wanna see all my tips and tricks. Okay guys, welcome. Super excited. So when it comes to actually prepping your eye for eyeshadow, this is one of those steps that I think a lot of women skip over because it's like, okay, just one more step. I don't have time. I barely have time to throw on some eyeshadow. But even if you just use one color eyeshadow and make it super easy and quick, you still need to prime that eye, okay? So, I don't know about you guys, but I have oily eyelids, and if I don't prep my eye and use a primer, I will crease. Or I look and I have nothing left at the end of the day, and it's so frustrating because I'm like, man, like, oh, I did look nice 7 o'clock this morning. So I'm gonna go over a few of my favorite primers and one of the steps that you might be skipping if you are using a primer, but you might not know. So first off, okay, depending on your needs and your wants of your eyeshadow look might depend on which eyeshadow primer you go for. Okay, so my daily go-to, my ride or die that I have been using for years, and one tube will last you for so long, is Urban Decay's Primer Potion. Okay, so this is in the anti-aging formula because we all need, mama needs a little bit of help. I do, at least in that area. So I use this every day, and I use this before I even put on my makeup. I put this on first thing, okay? When I put on whatever I put on my lips, and I just get it on there so I don't forget. So I'm gonna show you, it's super easy. It's got a doe foot applicator, and all you gotta do is kind of put it on there, and I use my finger. Well, voila, it's done. You can also use a brush. Something like the multitasker with these densely packed bristles will be really good, like something like a concealer brush if you don't want to use your hands. Okay, my ride or die. So if you're like me, I also really love this one. Okay, this is MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot, and this is in the color Painterly because it's very similar to my eye color. But if you can see, I have a lot of veins running through my eye, and they mess with the color of the eyeshadows, and I don't want all that purple. So what I do is you can use your finger or you can use a brush, same thing, and this one will help with discoloration. Okay, you can go all the way to that inner corner if you have purple there or blue like me, and this one will actually color correct. Okay, it comes in several different colors. I think there's one called ochre, that's another good color for just skin color, nude type color. Okay, now One of the biggest misconceptions is that people are using a primer and then they go straight in with their eyeshadow. Okay, what? My lids are already primed, right? Wrong. Okay, so one thing you want to make sure you're doing is applying a setting powder after your primer. Okay, if you go straight in with an eyeshadow over that, okay, primers are sticky because they want to make that eyeshadow stick. But the bad thing about that is that you're not gonna get a good blend. Okay, if you go in with an eyeshadow and you start going like this, it's going to get stuck in certain places where you have maybe more primer and you're not gonna get a nice fade. So if you just go in with a little bit of your setting powder, it can be a translucent powder, or you can go in with a color that is pretty much the color of your eyelid. So this is Pup in the mascara shadows, and you can go in with that over it. Same concept, okay? You're giving it a base and you're giving it a powdery finish. So then when you put another powder over it, those powders are gonna allow it to blend seamlessly and not get, you know, stuck in the cream, okay? So don't forget to powder. Give yourself a nice surface to blend off of. Another one of my favorite primers is to actually use one of the Maskcara Highlights. Okay, so a lot of times I will go in with my primer potion, I'll do my face, and I will put some of my under eye color and I'll put it on top of my eyelid in order to counteract all of those veins. And then I go in with my powder and I powder over it, okay? The important thing to remember is when you're using a cream, okay, just like these, which are creams, powder over it, or you'll get, these will crease, at least they do on me, if I don't powder them well. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys a budget-friendly option. If you want something like this that's colorless, okay, there is this one by Wet n Wild. And it's the Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer, and it just is a little squeezy. I think it's clear, maybe skin colored. And it is a very good option. I find that it doesn't go well with the highlights. So if you use this and put a cream shadow over it or a cream, it kind of bunches up and doesn't look well. But using it with just powders over it works really well. Okay, my other last and final prep when it comes to primers, and you'll see me use this in my tutorials, and it is this NYX Glitter Primer. Okay, so be warned, this is more like a glue consistency. No joke, feels like you're putting glue straight on your eyeball. Well, don't put it in your eye, but you know what I mean. It is very sticky and tacky, and that's for it to actually, if you're gonna use straight up glitter, it's gonna stick to it, okay? My favorite way to use it is to, if I'm going to use this, I do not powder over it, okay? The point of this is that it is really going to stick any shadow you put on it, and it's gonna give extremely high color payoff of that shadow. So say you're using a shadow, and this is mostly for shimmery shadows, and say you're just not seeing all that shine that you want to, try this, pack on that color, and I'll show you how I do that. And you're really gonna be able to see it, okay? And then you can, I'll show you how I only use this on part of my eye, because again, you don't wanna put it on the whole thing because it's not gonna, you're not gonna get any blending because this literally will stick to it like super glue. But it's an amazing product to have on hand when you want those glam nights and you need a little extra sparkle. You'll see what I mean, it's amazing. Okay, so you're primed and ready to go. One of the things I like to suggest is to do your eyes first, okay? I am a horrible example of this, I will just be honest. I grew up always doing my face and doing my eyes last, But it's a really good habit to do your face or do your eyes first, okay? So if you do your eyes first, then if you get any kind of fallout under your eye, you don't have to worry about it. You just take a makeup wipe and you just wipe it off, and then you put on your face and you're good to go. Now, I did not do that, so you'll see I probably will have fallout. There's two different tricks. If you, let's say you forget to do your eyes and you're like, oh, I don't want to ruin my makeup. Okay, one of the things is that I like to keep a fan brush handy, and for me, I feel like as long as you have powdered under your eyes, you just can really gently brush away any fallout. And I always keep this handy because, like I said, I always forget the order I should be doing things. Okay, another suggestion is to take a loose powder, okay? And I suggest not an expensive powder. Like if you have like some Laura Mercier sitting around, don't use an expensive powder to do this. But what you can do is you can add an excess of powder under your eyes, okay? So this Airspun powder, super cheap from Walmart, no joke. This container will last you 10 years. So feel free to be liberal with it. But if you really put on a bunch of powder, it's hard for me to even get this much on my face, because if you guys have never smelled this, you might understand. Anyway, pack it on there, okay? Pack it on there and then leave it and do your eyes, and then take your brush and then you can just simply brush it all off when you're done, and all of that fallout that was in there is going to just sit on top of that powder, and then you can just brush it away. So that is my tip for you. Get a cheap powder like this. Little goes a long way with this stuff. Anyway, so that is all the tips I have today on just eye preparation. Okay, join me next time, and I'm gonna talk about the first of our series on Eyeshadow School, and show you guys the first and easiest look to do that is pretty much my daily go-to. So hopefully you guys learned something. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more from me. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye-bye.